Hey guys, welcome back to another Roblox tutorial. Today we will be doing data stores. Now, if you don't know what data stores are, pretty much they store data. So, for instance, if a player were to leave the game, whenever they join back, the data from whenever they left the game can be transmitted over to whenever they join back. So, let's get started. First, we're gonna come over here to server script service, and we're gonna make a new script. And we're just gonna call this join script. And first we need to make some variables. First, we're gonna set DSS, which is game get service, data store service. So that's the data store service. We need to get our data store from there now. So we have to do local data store equals DSS get data store, and then you name the data store whatever you want it to be. So you could have it anything really. I'm gonna make mine test data store. Alright. Now we're going to actually go through the different things you can use this data store for. The first thing you can use data stores for is just like setting values. So you can do like set async and get async. These will set values to different data. So this will save data and grab data. Now, in order for it to actually know what data it's trying to find, you need a key. So that key can be anything, but really we could just make it like 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever, just put in some random letters or whatever, right? And actually it's kind of useless. You just do that, make some random stuff, you know, and that would set data to that specific key. So if you were to put in set async, and let's do this. So if we were to set async with the key and value, we could put saved data here. If we run it real quick, oh, there's a problem. So before you can actually use it, you gotta make sure you come over here to game settings, and in here, if you come down to, let's see, security, you need to enable studio access to API services. Save that, and now this error shouldn't come up anymore. Alright, we're in no errors. So now we stop it. This should be saved. Well, how will we know? What we're gonna do is we're going to change this from set async to get async. So that's pretty simple. For get async, you only need the key, and this will tell you what value is saved to that key. So if we just do print and we print the value of that key, it should say, there we go, save data here. So that means that we have saved the value successfully. Now, if you want to use this with players, there's actually a really simple way. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to my plugins, and let's go create leaderboard here. Let's put this on the side here. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna make a new leader stat. We're gonna call this test value, and it's going to initialize at 0. Alright, so this is my leaderboard making system. So it's just a simple plugin I made. This is pretty much what I have here. It's just a few things, like I can set it to night or day. Yeah, and it lets me create leaderboards really fast. I'll have a link to it in the description. Anyways, I just add the name for the value, and I put the value in, and I initialized it. So now, there we go. We have the new leaderboard there. So we can close out this plugin now. So let's take that and gone. Alright. So now we actually don't need this join script anymore because my plugin made a new one. So we're going to come here and we're going to actually add some new stuff here to make it save with data stores. So first thing we have to do, we have to make our DSS, so it's just game get service, data store service, and then we have to load our data store. So that's going to be DSS get data store, and we're just going to put game values. Alright, now we want to assign every player a unique key to get whenever you draw or set data to the data store. So do that real quick. We are going to just make the key. So first, key is going to actually be the player's user ID. That's the easiest way to do it. And we'll put ... and we'll need to actually assign it to its actual use. So this is just going to be test values. Okay, so now we have the unique key for every player. We are going to have to actually use the values now. So we're going to actually move this, and we want this value to be whatever this key is equal to. So we just do value1.value, so we're just going to put that there, and we're going to do data store get async, and we're going to use the key. So this will return whatever value saved to the key. But there's one problem with doing this, and the thing with this is, if you just put this, well, what if there was no original value set to the key? It will give you an error. So what you have to do is you have to change this to if data store get async key. So that way, now it's checking to see if the player actually has any data saved from the last time they were on. And if they are, we're going to set value1 to the get async from the key. So we're just going to do that. And now, well, what if they don't have one already? It's pretty simple. We're just going to put an else, and we're going to set value1's value to 0, because that's what it's normally starting at. Right? Now, if we join here, it'll keep us at 0, no errors, perfect. Alright, so we're just going to come here and we're going to put data store set async key, and we're going to set it to 0 because we just want to make sure that gets saved. Alright, now we need to have it repeatedly save. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do while true do. And this is pretty much just a forever loop. It will just keep going forever. It will just keep looping. And we're going to put in it just wait 15, so wait 15 seconds, and then data store set async key, and we want to save this value, the key. We want this key to be set to the value of our test value. So we're just going to put value1 dot value, and just be extra safe, we're also going to do that when the player leaves. So we're going to do games.players.player or dot player removing, and we're going to connect a function to it. We're going to need that player variable, and we're just going to copy the key over from here, and we're going to do data store set async key, and we're going to do player.leaderstats dot value1 dot value. Right? So now it's going, actually no, it's named test value, not value1, test value. So now whenever I leave, it will set the value. So really what that means, if I come here and I start the game, right, it's set to 0, okay? Now if I swap to the server, and on the server side I come into my leader stats folder and I set the value to 100, it shows up here I have 100. Now if we stop the game and then hit play again, we load in with 100 on the test value. So that's the quick introduction I have for data stores. Hopefully that helped. See you another time.